So today we're going to be mixing together Manic Panic's Hot Hot Pink with their Cotton Candy Pink. I have my swatches labeled 1 through 11 today, but that is not synonymous with hair levels. We'll be doing clips and pictures at the end of the video, so the numbers are just to help us keep track. 1 is a gray, 2 is a natural red, 3 is black, and then from 3 to 10, I have a range that goes to platinum blonde, and then number 11 is like a toned version of number 10. So these are human hair swatches, but they are not all virgin hair. The only one that is going to be the number 3 black swatch, but the rest are not. For my mix videos, I like to do 2 separate mixes on each strand. So the top is going to have a darker look and the bottom is going to look a little bit lighter. And for the top ratio, we're actually going to do equal parts. So the same amount of Hot Hot Pink to Cotton Candy Pink. Please keep in mind everyone's hair is different, so everyone's hair will take dye differently. So just keep that in mind when watching my video, and just use this video as a reference as to how it could possibly turn out for you. For the bottom mix, we're gonna do 4-to-1 ratio, and that's gonna be 4 parts of Cotton Candy Pink to 1 part Hot Hot Pink. Cotton Candy Pink is pretty pastel in comparison to the Hot Hot Pink, so you only need a little bit of the Hot Hot Pink to really change up how Cotton Candy Pink looks. I'm gonna let these sit for about 3 hours. I'll rinse them out, and when they're dry, I'll meet you back here and we can do some comparisons to Cotton Candy Pink, Hot Hot Pink, and any other pinks I have that are similar. So I'm sure I've said this a million times already, but Hot Hot Pink is a very pigmented dye, and that's definitely still the case with the mix. I would say the number 3 black swatch is the only swatch I do not see a difference in. But honestly, if you do have darker hair, not mixing it with Cotton Candy Pink is a better option. Just using Hot Hot Pink by itself is fine. If you have light brown to dark blonde hair, that's kind of a toss-up. By the way, it's really warm outside today, which is very unlike November for where I live, so pretty sure there's someone out there mowing their lawn. And it's also garbage day, so the garbage truck is going around. It's very noisy. Sorry about that. But if memory serves me right, the Hot Hot Pink didn't look quite as neon on 7 and 8 as it does here. So adding a little bit of that Cotton Candy Pink, actually for all of the swatches, makes it a very like neon but intense dye. And when I say all the swatches, I mean like the lighter swatches. The diluted section did do a pretty good job as well dyeing, but I would say I can see a difference in number 5, but not enough to where the hair looks super pink to me. And on like number 6 and kind of at number 7 too, it almost looks like a dark rose gold. The gray swatch, number 1, turned out extremely cool toned. So that tells me that having the warm tones in the hair helps the neon to come through, which kind of makes sense. Both Hot Hot Pink and Cotton Candy Pink are supposed to glow under black light, so I did just want to do a quick little segment where we can kind of look at that. Now, cameras are not always the best at picking up UV light and the hair's reaction, so if it looks like crap, sorry. But I am filming with my phone, which does a better job than my actual camera, so I'm gonna do my best. From what I could tell on camera, it did look pretty accurate from what I was seeing in person. The number 10 swatch lit up the most, and then the 9 and 11 lit up a little bit. The rest of the swatches didn't really have a reaction under the light. So like I said earlier in the video, I did definitely want to compare Hot Hot Pink and Cotton Candy Pink separately. So I'm going to start with that now. This is going to be Hot Hot Pink from Manic Panic. This is comparable to number 11. This is comparable to number 10. This is comparable to number 9. So first I want to say that I'm pretty sure the hair has changed, like the swatches, since I've started. Even just the length of the swatches is different. So the Hot Hot Pink is a lot shorter, so I don't really know, what goes on in the warehouse, but just keep that in mind. Also, when I did Hot Hot Pink, I was still doing 2 separate diluted parts. So this is a diluted part, and then I diluted it even more. So that's why it looks like that. I feel like the diluted bits are a little bit distracting, so I'm just gonna cover them up for a second. Hopefully on camera you can see a difference, but I would definitely say I can see a difference. So the Hot Hot Pink swatches are slightly darker and a little less neon looking, but definitely still very bright, of course. And then when you dilute the Hot Hot Pink, that turns into a very neon bubblegum pink, this part here. So that would technically be closer to this part, which to me, I feel like maybe if I did do even more Cotton Candy Pink, it could actually look like this, but I think there's too much of the Hot Hot Pink in the second mixture for it to look as similar to the diluted section. But interestingly enough, I feel like on the 10 swatch, the diluted section here is struggling to dye the hair. So if you have a darker blonde, you could probably do the mix with Hot Hot Pink and Cotton Candy Pink to get a brighter kind of pink, but will take to the hair a little bit better since you're not actually diluting the pigment with anything. But of course, it definitely depends on your hair as well. Cotton Candy Pink is a very bright, almost like pastel neon. So I actually don't want to do a whole separate section for Cotton Candy Pink. I think I'm just going to throw in a swatch so you can see the difference. So this is going to be comparable to number 10. If you ask me, I feel like the Cotton Candy Pink is almost based off of Hot Hot Pink diluted, but it's not quite the same. The Cotton Candy Pink, even though it's very bright in person, when you compare it to these two, it actually looks a little bit more soft, but you can definitely see that they're in the same family. And I do actually have a different comparison I wanted to try, and that is Iroiro in the color Neon Pink. This is comparable to number 11. This is comparable to number 10. Ooh. And this is comparable to number 9. So it was definitely the number 12 and 11 swatches that made me think that these were similar, but now that I see them next to each other, the Iroiro Neon Pink is a lot more neon and bright in person and a little less cool tone. But when it's not next to the Hot Hot Pink mix, it does look still like a more cool tone pink, but neon pinks often do look different in different lightings, especially under this direct lighting that I have right now, because when I hold it in the regular lighting in my house, it does look a lot more cool toned. But yeah, if you were wondering just how neon the Hot Hot Pink mixture is, it's actually not that neon in comparison to other neon dyes, if that makes sense. but still very, very bright and intense. All right, now that we're done with the comparisons, I wanted to get into the close-ups, aka the before and after clips. Everything past this point will be filmed or pictured in natural lighting, but honestly, the weather has been so strange. Recreating the exact same environment with natural lighting can be very difficult, so if anything looks slightly off, that is probably why. I hope this video helped. If you have a request, I do have a link below to a Google form you can fill out. Just remember, I only do dyes that do not test on animals. I will have the mentioned videos linked below, as well as my swatches if you're interested in buying some for yourself. Thank you to my patrons, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.